It's been a while since I've done a story on Daniel Penny, and there is an update on this story. So apparently, Daniel Penny's attorney put in a motion to dismiss this case and have all the charges dropped against him. So the lawyers for Jordan Neely's family expressed concern over Daniel Penny's motion to dismiss. So, you know what? I actually kind of thought this was coming. So, anyway, attorneys Dante Mills and Lennon Edwards, spokespeople for Jordan Neely's family, they are concerned about last month court filings seeking to dismiss the second degree manslaughter charges against Daniel Penny over the Black New Yorker's death earlier this year. We are aware of the motion that was filed to dismiss the case against Daniel Penny for the senseless killing of Jordan Neely, said, his attorney, Dante Mills. More importantly, we are aware of the history of these type of cases and the routine outcomes that don't deliver justice. Alvin Bragg and the district attorney's office are responsible for the criminal part of this case. We legally cannot intervene in the process. There are questions about whether they did everything right from the beginning of the case that makes the outcome uncertain. As you can imagine, we are concerned. The plans for a motion to dismiss by Penny's defense were first reported on October 10th and cited multiple witnesses feared for their safety, per the grand jury testimony. Before his May 1st death, Neely, who was unhoused, so he was homeless, and experienced serious mental illness, entered an uptown bound a subway car, and through his jacket while yelling before Penny's placed the 30-year-old. He put him in a fatal chokehold, just for yelling, which was documented on video. So, they're arguing that Penny, the former Marine, intervened to protect fellow passengers. But as you can remember, the passengers said they didn't feel like they were in danger like that. You know, and when you go to a place like New York City, you see a lot of people out on the streets like that. It's not unusual for them to be on the subway, especially if they have, the real mental illness, not the fake stuff these folks have when they get caught up in the law. Then all of a sudden they're mentally ill. I'm not talking about that fake stuff. I'm talking about real mental illness, like what Jordan Neely had. Manhattan District Attorney's Office did not comment during the filing, but a spokesperson said a response is planned by this year. After Penny was arraigned, Bragg said the DA office was constrained from speaking outside of the courtroom about the case to ensure this remains a fair and impartial matter. You know what? Is there even a such kind of hearing in criminal court in America? I'm just saying. So, ladies and gentlemen, yeah, so he's looking to get out of everything. And the sad part is because, let's face it, there are those, as you know, when this whole thing happened, it was divided along racial lines. And it took them a while to even arrest him. They hesitated. If you remember, they didn't even want to arrest him at all. They wanted this man to remain free. And a lot of people were upset about that. And it really was people raising their voice against what they were doing in New York and not arresting him right away. He finally did get arrested, but you can best believe they handled him with kid gloves. The fact that the passengers are too afraid to testify, I'm not surprised about that either. People don't want to end up in a situation where they get harassed. They don't want that. So, really, what's in question is in this motion to dismiss whether the judge sees Penny as legally justified. Now, the prosecutors say he was not. He was not justified in doing what he did. But Penny and his lawyer said he didn't mean to kill Neely and that he and other subway passengers felt physically threatened by Neely's behavior. So we know the whole thing was caught on camera from start to finish, you know? So prosecutors filled subway platforms and at one station even jumped onto the track um, in days before Penny was arrested. So they're just talking about some incidents that took place, and that's true. I mean, look, somebody jumping onto the tracks or getting pushed from the platform onto the tracks, that stuff happens virtually every year, y'all. It happens every single year in New York. So, yeah, and it just goes over the donations, and we saw, I believe, Daniel Penny received $2.1 million. It could be more than that. I mean, this was like back in the spring when he was able to raise that kind of money through fundraising. And some people object to that because, you know, you should not be able to fundraise if somebody died at the hands of the person that you're doing the fundraising for. That's why a lot of people are really against that. So, in the recent months, attorneys on both sides of the case have been turning over evidence and filing motions in the case, arguing over the material should be seen and heard by a jury if no plea deal is reached in the case. So the case will go forward and it will go to trial, especially if the judge will not um, grant them what they want in the motion to dismiss. So So a judge has ordered a discovery material in the case to be kept under seal, which sometimes happen in high profile cases to prevent sensitive information from leaking to the public and potentially tainting the jury pool. That means many of the details about what happened on the subway, the day, and the lives of both Neely and Penny led before the chance encounter is still unknown. The discovery logs mentioned interviews with police and a slew of NYPD records, including arrest paperwork, body worn camera notes, officer memo books, and also a list records from Neely visits to different hospitals in the city. So the DA's office has also delved into Penny's history, according to the discovery log, which lists his education records, social media searches, phone searches, and military records. So they said they have a 52-page defense motion filed this month asking the judge to toss the case out against Daniel Penny. So right now it's in the hands of a judge. And don't be surprised if this judge rules in the favor of Daniel Penny and there is no justice for Jordan Neely. This is America, y'all. And this country will never change. You know, they got the system rigged up for a reason. And it's for these very reasons right here. Y'all gonna have to tell me what you think about this one. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace, family.